All right, guys, welcome back to an extremely wet and rainy second day in Danang, central Vietnam. Now, there's going to be no beach hopping today. We're not going to be walking around the town because it is absolutely pouring down. But what better thing is there to do on a rainy day like today than eat a bowl of Vietnam's finest noodle soup? Let's go. So this is the beef bone one. Xuân.
Yeah.
This is your wife? Yeah. Wow. And your wife's name?
Wife and her sister.
Ah.
Her sister.
This is the man. This is the boss man. Well, actually, his wife's the boss. But no, I'm joking. Oh my God, look at this, guys. Woo! All right, how am I gonna finish all this? Okay, so let me show you exactly what I've got in my bowl, apart from this beef bone has actually made me lost for words, which, as you know, is something of a rarity. I cannot get over the size of this bowl. Look at this beef bone. The size of this beef, it's like a back rib of beef in the bowl, along with, we've got some beef shin, we've got some sliced beef, some blood, we've got some crab balls, we've got some handmade beef balls, and crab balls are made by hand as well. Some more shin there. I think we've got some more sliced pork. I'll have to show you some more as we get further down the bowl. We've got those lovely fresh rice noodles and that absolutely stunning broth. Intense is the word I would use. An intense flavour, like a little background hit of shrimp paste. A deep flavour from the beef bones, where they've been stewing those down for hours and hours and hours. She's actually got a big pot of the bones sitting there. Just get my head in and just, Then next to it, she's got the pot of that broth that's been bubbling away with the annatto seed oil, the lemongrass. The garlic is spicy straight off the bat, with me adding absolutely nothing to it. But it's so rich, it's almost milky, like the fat from the broth is coating my whole mouth. That is incredible. I'm gonna add some limes to this, just cut through the little bit of fat there, give it a little bit of acidity. So I'm gonna use 2 limes. And I'm also going to get a little dollop of this satay, which is lemongrass, garlic, chili, and oil. A little bit of sugar, just to add a little bit more spice. Right, we can't even mix that all up. We're going to have to add this in sections. This is an insane amount of food. I love the punchy flavour from the lemongrass, the chilies. For me, this is Vietnam's best noodle soup. Sorry guys, all you pho lovers out there. I know pho is meant to be quite delicately flavoured and it's not meant to be in your face, but I like in your face flavours, and this, guys, is in your face. All right, I'm gonna try and attack this beef bone. I'm not sure whether to just literally try and gnaw it off, Do I break it in half? Right, I'm gonna get a spoon. I'm gonna get my spoon and just run it along that bone. Guys, as you know, meat that's closest to the bone always has the most flavour. You get all that collagen, the fat. Everything's just broken down. It takes some work to get meat this soft, but oh, is it worth it? I asked him the proper way to do it, my new mate, the owner, and he just said do it however you want. Some people just pick it up and literally just gnaw it off the bone. Some people scrape it off. So I'm gonna scrape off what I can and then I'll just gnaw the rest off. I'll put that bone to the side. So I've got that in my soup now, look. Look at the colour of this soup. Perfect. Well, I'm gonna add some of the veg. We've got some shredded Morning Glory. I'm not sure the name here, I would call it Pak Bung, but I'm not at home, so I won't. Then we've got a Vietnamese herb, which I'm not familiar with. Is this Vietnamese mint or Vietnamese basil? Could be. Then we've got some banana blossoms and banana flour, which are just, they don't taste of anything, they're just there for texture, but you guys know I love a bit of texture. And also some of these handmade pickles. They're pickled onions and pickled carrots and pickled chilies, so we'll chuck a couple of them in. All right, beef ball next. It's wonderfully sweet. Great texture. Very, very well seasoned. One thing they do here in Vietnam is good meatballs. For sure, they're usually handmade, they're not mass processed. Well, they are if you come to a place like this. Right, crab ball. Okay, so I think that is a mixture of crab and pork, lemongrass, garlic. Wow, amazing. All right, now we've got all our veg in, our sauce in, our satay, everything, the lime juice. I'm gonna get some of that beef, look at that, tender beef that I got off of that Caveman style beef rib. The beef, the slow cooked beef near the rib is insane. I love the shin, I love the brisket, but that for me, that is my ideal eating situation. I love the fresh veg giving you a little bit more texture and crunch. Very, very nice. It's almost like a lemony kind of flavour. Shin is absolutely delicious. You've got all the flavours in the soup of all the different meats that they boiled. It's just a meaty, hearty, rich soup. It's perfect, as I said, on a rainy, miserable day in Danang city. All right, I'm gonna get some of that tendon next. I do like a bit of tendon, we'll try that. So tendon's more there for like texture and flavour, but it does sort of like sponge up some of the flavours. I think I compared it to a beef wine gum. Someone said it doesn't taste the beef in my comments, but it does taste the beef, so. All right, so this is not just the best thing I've eaten since I got to Danang. This could be the best noodle soup I've had in Vietnam. In any trip that I've been to Vietnam, this could be number one. This is even better than the one Max took me for out by the airport in Saigon. This is serious. Guys, if you're in Danang, or even if you're in Hoi An, just take the trip up. This, my friends, this is incredible. So the broth by itself, I mean, look at this. You've got that sediment at the bottom. And the colour of that, this is like Michelin star stock territory. The stock by itself is the most intense, like rich beef flavour I think I've ever tasted from a soup. Do you know, I often think like, what would I bring, if I brought my old man out, if I brought my dad out here, what would he eat? What would I be able to get him to eat? He would be in heaven with us. He would sit here until this bone It's clean as a whistle. So I'd say the only thing that holds me back in going in a place like this, like, I'd still go in, but what holds me back from getting what I want is the fact I can't speak Vietnamese. I'm trying my best, but it isn't sticking with me. But like what I mean is I can't even order what I want, apart from pointing, which you can get away with. It's hard to get exactly what you want, but the husband in here speaks English, so, and the wife, the owner, they're really friendly, both of them, but he speaks English, so you can get exactly what you want. So he sorted it out, he ordered for me, and it's come, and it's been absolutely perfect. So yeah, I think this is a good place to come, and if the husband's in here, you're in luck. If not, just point to whatever you want, or show her this video, and you'll get this delicious beef bone madness. Okay, so that was 65,000, guys. Best value soup, maybe in Vietnam. Come on, thank you so much. All right, come and see my friend. All right, bye-bye. Bye-bye. Thank you. Bye-bye, sister. Bye-bye. Oh, guys, that was absolutely incredible. I was going to pin that onto another video, but I think that needs to just be a standalone video by itself. So what I'll do is I'll just go and grab a coffee now because it's bucketing down. I need to get out of the rain. Grab a coffee and tell you about like my first impressions of Danang. But yeah, that soup, 65,000, which is like 90 baht, I think, 100 baht. Say 100 baht, so that's just under $3 or like £2.50. So unbelievable value. But I've seen a little coffee roasters up here somewhere. So we'll go in there, grab a cup of coffee, and I'll tell you my thoughts so far on Danang. All right, guys, so I've jumped into a place called Seoul Specialty Coffee to escape the rain. It's about a 5-minute walk from the restaurant. Oh, very, very, very good Robusta coffee. I don't usually drink Robusta coffee because it's twice the strength of Arabica, twice or 3 times usually, which is why I don't really like cheap Vietnamese coffee. But this is premium Robusta. You can get Arabica as well. Premium Robusta. My kind of coffee. This is very, very good. Very, very good coffee. Now, I apologise if I just spent the last 20 minutes rambling on about one soup, but I just cannot get over how good it was. I can't speak highly enough of the soup and the owners and the staff. It was all top notch. One of my favourite Vietnamese food experiences. I hope I haven't hyped it up too much for you guys. Now, I know I just said that I was going to do like my first impressions of Danang when I got to the coffee shop, but with the music playing loudly in the background, inside, it's a nice space, but there's a lot of people working in there. It's not the kind of place you do a YouTube video. So what I will do is I'm going to Hoi An later on today. I'm not planning to do any videos. I might do, but I am going to do a live in the morning. So I'll give you the full rundown during the live. So if you're watching this, you've probably already seen that. And if I do a Hoi An video, I'll give you a rundown of my thoughts of Danang and like how much can you know about a town that you've only spent, or a city that you've only spent 2 days in. So it's just my first impressions of the place. I will try and get that done for you tomorrow. But thank you very much again for everyone that supported this trip. Everyone that's been sharing and liking the videos. Thank you to all my Vietnamese subscribers and everyone back home that's watching as well. I will see you in the next one.